Today, I'll be talking about procrastination, overwhelm, confusion, and things that we do to avoid moving forward. The message is, don't allow missing details to get in the way of creating a life you love living. How many times has waiting to figure something out caused you to take no action at all? How much time have you wasted? How much sleep have you lost? And how much stress have you caused yourself by trying to problem solve? I put problem solving in quotes because, generally speaking, problems don't get solved that way. We let our minds spin to no end, but never find a solution. And as far as I can see, trying to figure things out is one of the biggest time wasters and procrastination makers and dizzy tail chasers you can find. If you don't want to get something done, then go ahead and keep trying to figure it out. Okay, I'm getting a little dramatic about this, and I will admit that some things do need knowing before we can go on. My point is that we put far too many things in this category, and most of the time, all we need to do is take the next most logical action. Once we've done that, the following step will present itself. So the next time you're trying to figure something out, try getting really curious and ask the question, what if I don't need to figure anything out? You could follow that up with a few other good questions, like, what do I already know? What is the next best step I could take? What would feel good right now? What action could I take to give myself some peace of mind? What would be fun? Play with those questions, and then go do something else. You're not problem solving, you're not actively figuring anything out at this stage. You're just allowing the wisdom from deep within you a chance to come to the surface. You're allowing the universe a chance to catch up with you and show you the next best step to take. So I have a great story, and it's of an incredible social space that I discovered in a town called Porto in Portugal. And the space is called Cafeteria Viriato. And this is a story of a woman who was a lawyer doing lawyer things. And one day, a client of hers who was the owner of the cafe next door decided to sell the business. He asked her to go with him to meet a potential buyer. And in that one day, everything changed for her as she decided to buy his business, quit her job as a lawyer, and let go of all the income and security that went with it. She quickly recruited a good friend who was a school teacher, and they took over the business together. When I visited the cafe, I couldn't believe how welcomed they made me feel. I actually met Christina in the garden off hours as I was staying in the apartment next door. She offered some neighborly help and said, "You are welcome here," in a way that opened my heart and still brings tears to my eyes. On my second visit to the cafe, I offered to do a small painting of the phrase, "This is a place for miracles," on their patio wall. They were so delighted that they eagerly shared this story with me. Now I follow them on Instagram and watch what they're up to, and I am just blown away with the incredible community they've created. And all of this started without months or years of deliberation. There was no fence sitting or weighing of pros and cons. And I get that this seems like a special circumstance, and maybe it is, but in my experience, many more decisions can be made with this decisiveness. How much do we miss out on by not taking action? Our intuition is always speaking to us, putting opportunities and ideas in our heads and longing in our hearts. How much is the world missing out on by us not following these intuitive hits? And what are the implications of that? The thing is, I don't believe that these ideas come from us. I believe they come through us. They are knocking at our door and asking us to bring them to life. Life needs us to give birth to new creations. We are partners with life. We are the voice and the hands that bring things into the world of form. That's why we don't need all the information up front. That's why we don't need to figure anything out. The thing that wants to be created comes with all the information it needs to succeed. We are the ones that get in the way with our waffling, our insecurity, our need for control, and our resistance to doing the things that we don't like or that feel really hard. I recommend starting with the smaller stuff and working your way up. Now, we aren't all going to spontaneously quit our job and take over a large cafe, but we can all find more things to say yes to, and then practice allowing the details to come together. To start small might look like signing up for a course, or reading a book that you've been hearing about, or maybe just taking the scenic route home. It might be something much bigger that you really want to do, but you don't know how. If this is the case, start by finding that one step, something that seems to make sense, and then see where it leads you. Sometimes it's the journey of curiosity that leads you somewhere completely different from where you thought you were headed. This is all part of the process. You just need to take that first step, and then another, and then another. Let your curiosity and enthusiasm guide you. They are your greatest assets. And remember, your next step doesn't care about your past. That thing that is calling you to be created is asking for you specifically because of who you are and all that comes with you, your past included. You can still look at things as they come up. You can learn from your past and use it to show you how you might be different now. But that's not a necessary component of moving forward with a dream or a plan. This is a fresh, brand new moment in a brand new you. Lots of love to you all, and remember, the greatest act of rebellion is living a life you love.